Hello and welcome to Kerbal Space Program. I got a joystick, so you're gonna get to see if I can fly with a joystick. And while I am flying, I shall try to find something useful to talk about, such as programming, or I don't know. Actually, you know what? I have no idea what to talk about. I just know that I want to... Whoa, why is my... Okay, the throttle is the opposite from what I thought it was going to be on this joystick, because the plus indicator is where it's at right now, so like maximum, and then this is the minus indicator, which is, you know, minimum, so that's kind of different from what I expected. Anyhow, I've started the engines, which I had to use the spacebar for because I haven't hooked up the engines to anything on this joystick, but anyhow, okay. Pulling up, down, roll. I accidentally hit the abort button because that, what? Yep, yep, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, so the abort button is this little side button on this joystick, and so I kind of just accidentally, you know, hit that button. So let's try that again. This time, hopefully with less explosions and more successful staging. I kind of have different buttons on this thing set to all sorts of different groups. I probably should have made one of these buttons stage, but I didn't think to do that. Let's go ahead and throttle that up to full. And I probably should have also made one change the landing gear. Oh yes. Turn on SAS. And, well, let's see. Let's change the chase cam. Okay, let me get this lined up behind the jet so I can see where the hell I'm going and see if we can fly this thing. Whoa! It's a bit different trying to... I am not used to joysticks, just so you know. So, I am flying this very choppily. I wonder if I should turn down the sensitivity. I don't know. No, actually, I think the sensitivity is good. I think I just need to learn how the fuck to fly it. And, okay. I wanted to see what would happen if I hit the trigger on the joystick, and the trigger was bound to Action Group 10, which is the parachute. So that blew up quite nicely. Also, I did kind of forget to time warp today that time around, so here we go, daytime launch. Oh shit, throttle's already at full, but oh well, let's not worry about that. Let's not put our finger on the... God, there's nowhere else where it goes. Okay, up you get. Oh, forgot the SAS. Alright, and chase cam. Chase cam. Let's chase it. Alright, let's go see if we can land on the island runway with it like this. Again, like I said, I'm not used to a joystick at all, so this is going to be interesting. Just going to, suppose I could target it, but I also don't have brakes on this thing. I'm beginning to wonder if I should have, instead of setting all the action groups to various buttons on here, if I should have instead set some of these buttons to other things. I don't know. It'll take me a while to get used to it and figure it out, if I continue using it, that is. I may decide not to use it anymore, or maybe I'll only use it for jets and not for anything else. I was kind of yawing there a bit. Woo, yaw! So, let's hope I don't accidentally hit the eject anymore. Not that that happens. Nope, that doesn't happen at... Sorry. I had to just randomly roll just because. I think I need to change the dead zone on the roll to be a bit higher, because the yaw, because I keep yawing just a little bit. Excuse me, just a little bit by accident, and that makes it kind of annoying. Actually, no, let's turn that back up. Actually, no, let's turn that down to like 1/3. Okay. At the very least, I think I might use this thing for throttle control, because I very much like the way it responds to the throttle. It's very nice for precision throttling. And then also kind of the action groups. I don't know. There's also this little thing at the top, this little like thumb pad thing, and I have that set up to translation controls. So I can apparently translate with that. Of course, I don't have any button for the brakes or gears, so let me put my hand... Oh, it's a bit early to put out the brakes. Did I... Actually, oh wait, this is the cockpit with no cockpit. I was about to say, hey, let's fly this from inside. I'm going to turn down the throttle a bit more. Gonna go ahead and click the brakes button so that the brakes are just on. Then I'm going to, I'll deploy them when we get a bit lower. So, let's see if I can land this thing successfully. Don't hit the trigger. I keep wanting to hit the trigger so bad, but the trigger is my parachute. I'm beginning to think this is a bad idea. You know, trigger being the parachute, may not have been the smartest idea I've ever had. Alright. Once we get under 500 meters, I'll deploy the gear. And I think I might need to throttle down a bit more. Okay, gear deploying. Okay, let's get about level. And then I'll use yaw to correct for the rest of it. And throttle down a bit more. Okay. Oh, careful. Ah. Okay, down. Land. There we go. Alright, let's turn that off. Our brakes should be on, but they're kind of... Whoa, whoa, come on, come on. Don't roll off the end of the... Fuck, we're gonna roll off the end of the... Shit. Whoa. Okay. That was kind of a bad landing. Kind of a quite terrible landing, actually. So let me just fly this around here. It is a very different experience flying it with a joystick, though. I do like it. Of course I have to get used to it, and for the time being I will be extremely terrible at it, but it is quite fun. Whoa! Yep, that would be this thing being extremely maneuverable and unstable. Whoa! Shit. That is the velocity vector that is supposed to be behind us. Okay. There we go. Back in control. That was actually really fun. Just trying to regain control from that little bit of spin out. So, yes, let's go ahead and throttle that off. Hit the gear again. Oh, we don't have any frickin'... Where's the runway even at? I don't even know where it's at. I'm gonna turn the brakes back on. I know it's behind us somewhere. Let me turn the engines back on just a bit. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. Fuck it, let's... There it is. Okay, found the runway. That's step one. Step one is to find the runway. Step two is to not fail at landing on it. Okay. Step two. Ooh, shit. Step two. Sort of fucking fuck, eject. Eject. That's not the eject, that's the... There we go. That was a pretty terrible... This is a pretty terrible eject sequence, because I forgot that the trigger was the parachute and that this other button was the eject, so I hit the wrong freaking button for the... Let me see if I can flip this. Come on. Up. And nope, that's not going to work. Right, let's try that again. I decided on second thought to try to fly this thing, which I don't actually know what this is. I just picked it at random. Oh, this was an attempt at an SSTO style for carrying crew. A very small SSTO for carrying crew. I have no idea the flight characteristics on this thing, or whatsoever. I just know that it has a Sabre engine, and that looks like there's no abort sequence. Yep, abort does nothing, neither does stage 0. I can, however, test translation controls if I turn the RCS on. And actually, I'm going to turn that back off for the moment. Let me get us off the runway first. Okay, that thing took off fairly easily. Now I'm going to, what's it called? Turn on the RCS, and I'm going to try hitting this button, and I can't actually see if that's doing anything. So let's see. Yep, that should be making us go right. And then if I go on the other side, this should make us go left. Yep. Okay. Now, this should be down. Oh, that's our up, actually. I want these. Okay, I want to invert the forward and back. I want to invert the forward and back and invert the thrust on the throttle on this joystick. And then I will be using something that I'm cool with. Alright. For the moment, however, let's do a flip. Oh, okay. Not quite what I expected it to do. I expected it to fail, actually, right there. Is what I expected. In any case, I'm going to turn on the brakes, and I'm going to throttle us down to nothing. And I'm going to lower the landing gear. Whoa! Whoa! Okay. I'm going to throttle us back up to 1/3. Just because else we might be a bit too low. I'm going to try and get us to land on the runway. We do have a longer runway this time, so that should help. Whoa! Okay. Not having SAS on, however, does not help. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Right, we're kind of on track to land into the SPH, so let's abort this landing, throttle up, turn that SAS back on, and let's just go over, and then we'll turn around and come back for a landing. I should get my mouse off of the brakes button, just because that was annoying me. Let's turn that off. Actually, let's turn that back on. Actually, let's turn that back off. Let's time warp. Whoa! Suddenly gets a bit harder to control when you turn off the time warp. I should turn down the sensitivity, possibly. I don't know. Time warp 4, the engine thrust vanishes. Okay, right. Let's begin a slow, gradual turn. The SAS thing is just toggling on and off as it tries to figure out what the hell I'm doing. That's kind of funny. I like that. Whoa. And this thing's trying to self-stabilize a little bit. Whoa, because that's the way it's designed. Okay, let's go ahead and throttle down. I tried to turn the throttle down and turned it up because the controls are different than I expect. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the landing gear out. Getting them out a bit early this time, but I kind of don't want to have to deal with what I had to deal with last time. Okay, now in this case we get one chance with this, because if we screw up this thing on landing, it doesn't have the thrust to weight to take off properly again with the brakes like they are. I don't know. Maybe it can. Maybe it can't. It probably can't, is what I'm thinking. But in any case, we are coming down right on target. It is kind of hard to see the target, however, but we are coming down right on target. A bit fast. Oh shit, a bit fast. Alright, we are over the runway. Go down now. Dead stick. Okay, and pull up. And touchdown. And up again. And drop the, there we go. Drop the SAS. And we are now just applying brakes. And I believe this thing does have front steering. Yes, it does. So let me double check that it actually does, but I believe it does. Well, that doesn't answer my question much, does it? Well, it does seem to be trying to turn. Let me, yeah, it does. The animation isn't working or something. Wasn't there supposed to be an animation on the front if it was turning? Maybe it's just all these. Let's see, toggle torque, and toggle torque. Now, can you still turn? Yes, but not as well. Maybe this thing doesn't actually steer. Lock steering. Nope, the steering is on. It just kind of sucks. Well, that's okay. This thing wasn't built to steer. This thing was built to fly. I have no idea if this thing even works. I don't think it does. But, it might do. I definitely need to have brakes on a button on the joystick. Because trying to do it this way is just not working. Also, we're gonna just go right off of this. Okay. Let's do that. Careful. Careful. Okay, and throttle up. We're just going to take off again just because I feel like it. Whoa. Oh yeah, that got off a bit different than I expected. Alright, and then we're going to take it over to the island runway and land it again. Or I'm just going to pull up and have it stall right here. Stall, damn it. Stall. It's trying to stall. It's trying to. Fuck it. Gear down. Deploying brakes. Turning off SAS for the suicidal touch. As if going straight down wasn't suicidal enough. Okay. I don't think we're going to land this on the runway. Whoa! Oh, Jesus! Oh, that was an interesting way to end the video. Thanks for watching. As always, see you in... Wait, I just want to say this. Okay, this is a quick video. I just felt like doing it because I got this joystick. I will return videos probably next week. I'm not sure exactly when I'll go back to like having a schedule. I am having a bit of trouble keeping up with things because homework and school and life sucks. No, life is actually awesome. It's just hectic and busy and stuff, and I really need to stop being lazy and procrastinating so much. Thanks for watching. As always, see you in space.